A 2019 article by the investigative media group ProPublica shed light on so-called quiet rooms in Illinois schools.
News 3's Danny Valle is digging deeper into what quiet rooms are. Now, 2 years later, he's following up with school leaders on the status of those rooms.
Can you kind of look at these pictures and confirm to me if those are the rooms that were in existence back in 2019?
Yes, that's Dewey. And that's Jonesboro. That's Ward. And those are Ward.
Quiet rooms aren't easy to talk about. But Jan Piercy, director of Tri-County Special Education that serves Jackson, Perry, and Union counties, spoke to ProPublica about them in 2019, providing these photos.
It's never pleasant to be a part of these types of issues, but I think it gives us an opportunity to reflect on our practices and get better.
ProPublica's investigation found more than 20,000 incidents statewide from the 2017-18 school year through early December 2018. Students would be placed in quiet rooms or isolation timeout if they posed a threat to themselves or others. The report revealed Tri-County made students write sentences as a condition of their release, and that students were kept in isolation long after the threat was over. Piercy says those practices ended in 2019.
We still have quiet spaces, and they've not been banned complete use, but the way we use them is a little bit different than it was 2 years ago.
The school removed the latches and keep the door open with a staff member in the room at all times. They document the students' behavior every 3 to 5 minutes, says Assistant Director Zeppelin Brewer. That prevents students from staying longer than they should.
The minute the student is quiet, they are then given their choice of going back to the classroom, or would they like more time by themselves.
In the article's wake, Governor J.B. Pritzker announced an immediate ban on the practice, later recommending further training for teachers. Tri-County chose Crisis Prevention Institute, focusing on restorative practices. The state recommended 8 hours of training, but Brewer says staff have completed an additional 16 to 20 hours.
And the adult is always speaking to the student, using their de-escalation practices that they've been taught.
The report used district data to build a table that shows the number of seclusions in each school district. 4 districts in southern Illinois provided seclusion numbers. Leaders at JAMP Special Education Services in New Grand Chain and Williamson County Special Education District did not respond to our requests for comment. At Ziegler-Royalton School District, the report found 39 reported seclusion incidents from 2015 to 2016 using U.S. Department of Education data, and 4 isolated timeouts documented based on district data. Superintendent Quent Hamilton denied the existence of seclusion rooms and said the data was misreported.
I think there was confusion on exactly what the question was asking, and they kind of assumed when we have a supervised study room, which is supervised by either a teacher or a paraprofessional.
We read all these reports, including from Ziegler-Royalton. In their reports say that they, these are isolated timeout and restraint reports.
ProPublica journalist Jody Cohen found some superintendents didn't review the reports, with many going unchecked.
Nothing happened with those reports. There was just no accountability or nobody looking to see what had happened. And now the districts need to report to the state within 48 hours every time a student is secluded or restrained.
All the documentation immediately comes to me. I review. If I have any concerns, I meet with the staff immediately.
Seclusion numbers have been difficult to track during the pandemic, but educators feel they've made progress.
We want to support our teachers, and to me that's important, that they feel good about what they're doing and are confident that what they're doing is appropriate and correct.
There is legislation to ban quiet rooms in Illinois. The lawmaker leading the bill says his own experience in quiet rooms led him to action. We have more on that coming up tonight at 6:30.